Welcome back to the mud shop. I'm getting ready to unload the kiln. I'll show you everything I have in here. I have not even peeked. This is the day after Thanksgiving 2022. This is my last firing before Christmas, so I had a few little pieces I need for Christmas celebrations, and I thought I would share it with you. So here we go. Unlatching. All right. Ooh, yes, I am pleased. Okay, um, we're going to start at the top. I did share a picture uh, the day before Thanksgiving when I put it all in and closed it down. This side is stacked all the way to here, and the other side I had to have a deep side, so I have 3 shelves higher on this side than I do the other. I also have a bead rack in here. I'll show you how I set that up. So at the very top, I have some labels that you can put on gift boxes or tie a ribbon to them and hang them on your tree. You write to and from with a Sharpie. And I do see that some of the colors didn't stay as bright as I'd like them to have been. But I did not do a background color. I just left the clay color and dipped it in clear. So that's those. I'll try not to linger with this one, let it be a little quicker today. Then I have a couple of these in here. These are tie a ribbon from here to here long enough that you can either put it over a doorknob or hang it on your Christmas tree. You take a Sharpie and write their name on it. You can do a family name like Forbes and it be a family gift, or you can do individual and write Dianna or Jimmy or whatever on there. If you want to change it, you can just take a alcohol wipe and wipe it off and rewrite what you want or leave it blank, either one. But these are the little angel ornaments. Okay, and I have one little plate here. This was with the speckled brown clay. I use a standard brand, and so this is the 112. I did a little snowflake texture on here, and this is Amico's Sky. I did 3 coats of it because you need to get it pretty thick for the celadons to show up good on the brown clay. But that's just a little blue dish for all winter. Okay, take this shelf off. Under it, let me get the post up. All right, under it are a couple more of the labels, and I did these in just a light blue and then the clear over it. And a couple more of the little angels. I did different lengths of hair and different lengths of hair and different color hair. Some are blonde, some are brown. So it kind of matches who you want to give them to. All right, take another shelf off. Pick up the posts. Now these posts are some longer posts because I had a couple tall pieces in here. I never put the long posts in the bottom. I just don't trust them for some reason. All right, I did a little Christmas tree spoon rest. Also with the texture here with the snowflakes. Perfect for your Christmas parties. All right, then I have, this is also the speckled brown clay. And it has a sweater texture pattern on it, and I dipped this in Clayskate's cream. I wanted it to be thin so you could see the sweater texture on the outside, and it's a good speckle showing on the inside. This also is the cream. I have a glaze that gives the speckles like this, but since the clay has the speckles, I didn't. I'll sand these little white spots off here. But this mug would be good for a man or a woman, unisex. How about that? You could put that in your cabinet and it wouldn't matter who got it. Nice size mug for hot chocolate. Also with the speckled brown, I did this a little floral texture, a little hexagon plate. perfect for serving anything on. Of course, I will clean all these bottoms off. No problem. All right. That also was the Clayscapes cream. All right, I made it to my big shelf. Here is my witness cones. I did a little hotter this time because I have ancient copper in here that I wanted to get the copper effect. So this is cone 4, cone 5, cone 6. So it's not a good 6, but it was reaching 6. And that's what I wanted. The hotter temperature, the better. And I do keep those so I can compare. Here is my bead tree. I'm going to lift it up just like I have it hanging, sitting inside. If you'll see, I balance out where there's beads on the outside edge, beads on the inside edge, and so it balances on each end. You just make sure that nothing touches, nothing, even if it wiggles or wobbles, because my floor is a wooden floor, and they do shift some when you walk on the floor in here. Okay, and I will demonstrate and show you. This is the rod off my rack, and you see I just pull my beads off of there, and these I will make necklaces out of. These are the little antique looking floral. And the cameos, I did some of the cameos in black. I did black underglaze, white back, because I wanted the girl to stand out. And then I dipped these in clear. I also wanted one in the pinkish color, which actually is a speedball red, white back. And I've got, like I said, I've got 3 racks of these. Now, for the main reason I wanted it hotter, I had a commission to make 2 tea pitchers for, anyway, it's the ancient copper, inside and out. You can see it does have the copper effect to it, and it turned out gorgeous. All right. Also, the commission piece included 2 tea pitchers. That's one. Got one that's just a little bit smaller. So here's the inside. Let's see if I can get the light to shine in there where you can see it. It does have the copper effect. I love how it turns out. Along with the commission, someone else was asked to make shallots, so I fired them for them so they could be glazed and fired together, so they're a match set. So here are the 2 chalices, and they are also in ancient copper. These were well thrown. The pitchers were hand built. Okay, lifting up the big shelf. All right, remove the post. Okay, my lid to the white mug is here, glazed the same with the Clayscapes cream. I did glaze both sides of it. There's the underside. I just like them glazed all the way around, better for me. And I fire it on what's called a bed of nails. You just pop them off. If there's any rough places, you just sand them down with a Kimberstone. All right. I've been working on the snowman set, and I was lacking a spoon, so I ended up doing 2 of the spoons. Now, because I needed height out of my kiln, this time I did not fire them on spoon rest, on a spoon stilt. I fired them on these little things. I spaced them out and laid them across. All right. I did, this spoon is colored clay and just dipped in clear. I mixed blue willow mason stain with my clay. I made a few things there in the kiln. And then the scrap clay, I just wedged it back up, and it ended up not being a marbled look so much, but still the light blue. So I wanted to see what color that clay ended up being. There is no color glaze on this. This is a clear glaze. All right, and I did a white spoon. This is the Clayscapes cream to match the mug and topper. All right, this is ultra turquoise. And I believe this is light flux on it. And it's something how on the turquoise, the light flux doesn't turn white, it turns darker. But I like that look. Also, I did 2 more of my snowman spoons where I hand paint the little snowman in it. And these are Amico Snow, Amico Downpour to match my snowman set. All right, and I had enough clay left over. I just made one little candy cane. Look cute on your Christmas tree. All right. Pick up some more of these little stilts where I have the spoons resting on them. And one of my biggest sellers is an egg tray. And the 2 colors that sell the most are blue and red. It seems like as soon as I get a red one out of the kiln, it's called for. This one is Amico Snapdragon, which is a Celadon. It's clear glaze. It's got some texture under it, snowflake. And I did do the light flux just around the edges. And this egg tray. And I've got my stamp on the end. I did this one with little handles, just easier to carry around. But I love it. I like this color. Perfect for any time of year, really. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Putting my bead tree away. Okay, and one more egg tray in the Ultra Teal. Now this is a Western brand, Ultra Teal. And again, I did the light flux, that's a Mako light flux around the edges. And of course, it doesn't turn white, it turns a darker color, but I like the way it gives a little bit of a drip look. I love this color. If you see any rough spots, I sand all this down after I get it everything unloaded. I smooth off and clean everything up and get it ready for the showroom. All right, next layer down. Two years ago, I made sculpted nativity sets. This is Joseph, the baby Jesus in the manger, and Mary. And a lady bought one of these sets and asked me if I would make extra pieces to go with it. So, here they are. I have a shepherd holding a little lamb. I have the 3 wise men. He's holding the frankincense. It actually had a hole in the top, like a little bottle. Oh, no, this one did. Okay, this is the frankincense and myrrh. And this is the gold. So here they are, the 3 kings. See the little crowns. And they're holding their gifts that they're bringing to the baby Jesus. So that will finish out the nativity set. That is a commission piece. So, all right, this is the speckle brown clay, little tea light candle, just a regular taper candle. Yeah, I thought figured I'd remember the name. Anyway, this is on the brown clay. It is a Celadon, the Snapdragon with the, I believe I did the cream on the edges of this one, Clayscapes cream. And even though it's a dipping pour glaze, I swirled my brush in it and just put a little on it with the brush. I didn't actually dip it. All right, last bowl of my snowman set. If you look on his hat, you can see there's a red band on there. The light, it's hard to see it on the light. Angle, you can see it with a little sprig on it. But that's his hand-painted snowman. Everything is individually hand-painted. Here's a little tea light candle holder to go with it. These were done with Stroke and Coat colors. This was, the back of it was done with just a speedball underglaze in the blue, and then I covered it with clear. All right, pick up the post. All right, last year I ordered some underglaze transfers that didn't actually get to me till it was too late to make anything for Christmas. So I waited to this year and just now getting it out of the kiln. So this is an underglaze transfer. Looks like a sweater pattern. And I put the Clayscapes Crystal Clear over the top, which is a zinc-free clear. I have red around the edges and just the clear all around it. This is my little tree plate. All right, and before I get the next item out, I will show you the scraps of the clay from making the tree plate with that underglaze transfer. I didn't want to waste it because it was so pretty. I decided to make jewelry out of it. So this one will be the pendant, and these will be the earrings that match it. Get them right. Okay, and then another pendant, I cut out a spot that had the trees on it, and their earrings will have the trees on it. And I did a green underglaze on the back also, so that it would match, and then I dipped the whole thing on each of these down in the crystal clear. All right, here is the part of the red pendant, and the earrings that will go with it. And I did these in the red on the back to match. So those will be jewelry. I'm going to get everything put together. All right. I told you I did the Blue Willow colored glaze, colored clay. I made the colored clay and then waited 2 days. I wrapped it in plastic, waited 2 days so that the color would kind of mellow out a little. And then I mixed it with just white clay, wedged it up a little bit, not a lot, to make a marbled clay. I didn't want to mix it completely. So this is the marbled clay with white and willow blue, and then just dipped into a clear glaze. So even the foot is that color because all the clay was colored, not the glaze. The clay was what was colored. So that's what it looked like, and I do like that. I wasn't sure whether I would try to do any more of this, but I do like that willow blue. Maybe I'll do a little video on how I mixed the colored clay and how I wedged it together with the white. But that is my bowl, and that turned out gorgeous. I love it. Perfect size too. And the scraps of clay of it, with hand building, there's never any waste. And none of these are exactly alike. I made crosses, and I'm going to put refrigerator magnets on the back. We'll put magnets on the back. They'll be refrigerator magnets. But each one has its own little bit of style. Here's the back. Here's the front of this one. The front. The back of this one. So each one is just a little bit different, yet the same color. It just takes on its own personality. And the last one. Here's the front. Here's the back. But these are pretty. I like these. So I do like that process. All right, I'm going on down to the very bottom. Last few pieces. Right, a couple more pieces to go with the nativity set that's commissioned. I sculpted a little donkey. See the little donkey? And I didn't try to put color on these because the original set was all done in white. And so I wanted it to all match. So here's the little donkey that goes with it. And here is a little sheep that goes with it. And I made them lying down because they would be laying down next to the manger. And also I have made little sculpted animals with legs. Very hard to keep them from breaking when they get to the bone dry stage. Pull out the last of the stilts, posts. Okay, and the last of the pieces. All right, this is another piece with the marbled clay. And you can see as I made the bowl, I took the scraps from the bowl and I wedged it just a little bit, made this plate and made the crosses. Then I wedged it a little more and made something else, and then I wedged it again and made the spoon. This one is close to the same color, but this one has sky glaze on it. It's the white clay. So it's just got sky and a little bit of the light flux. You see the difference? This has some little splotches of white in it and a little bit darker specks in it from the colored clay, from the mason stain. And this one, you can tell by the foot that this one was made with the dark clay, the colored clay, where this one is white on the bottom. But I do like that technique. All right, a couple more pieces that I made out of the scrap glue. And of course, these were, after it was wedged and wedged and wedged again, these were made next to the last before the spoon was made. So that's pretty dark, pretty consistent blue with just a little spot thing. And those will be ornaments. Also with the little sweater underglaze transfer, I did make these out of the scrap clay. They'll have a ribbon tied to them, and there'll be a little ornament. This is just a little star, tiny star ornament. All right. One more little piece out of the scrap of this. Of course, once you roll this out and put this texture on it, and put this pattern on it, you can't wedge it again. You have to use it all up. That's why I did all the way down to the jewelry. All right, and one more. This was a refire. It is hard to get bright colors on the brown speckled clay. And I had put 2 coats of, I'll tell you what I did with this. I put 2 coats of the Mako's pink opal on this. I did 2 pieces as tests, 2 coats on this one, 3 on the other one. The 3 coats turned out perfect. So I thought I would refire this. So I don't do anything to my piece when I'm going to refire. I just put a really light coat over it, let it completely dry, then come back and put another coat over it and put it in the kiln to fire. Well, I did that with the first coat and come back the next day, and I had another piece I was going to refire, which it didn't fit in the kiln. It will be next time, but it was going to be red, so I had the red open and I reglazed the second layer on it, and before I knew it, I had put a layer on this one of the red. So you can see where some of the red is and some of the pink. So it's got pink and red on it. So it did give it a little bit of pizzazz there, I think. I like it. And the cream that was on it to begin with still showed up, even though I put 2 new coats of glaze over the top. I didn't redo the back. This is what it originally looked like. It just, to me, didn't cover good as well as I'd like, but this is, and it still shows the texture. It's just got a little bit of a combination of the pink and the red. So how about that? And the last piece is my extra large state plate. And of course our state is Mississippi. So I did this one in the speckle brown clay, the 112, and the Clayscapes cream. And I thought it was neat how it's got a little, in the pattern, has an X right there. Guess where we live? Right there. And it just happened to have turned out that way. So this might just be a piece that I might have to take in my house and keep for myself. We'll see. But anyway, every time I make a large Mississippi plate, they get taken before I get a chance to put it in the showroom. So maybe I'll go ahead and just put that one in there. I can make another one. But I like this. Just a little bit of white. It could be used for any occasion year-round. So that is everything here. Oh, and I did put a little bit of the white on here and wipe it back so that my stamp, my signature, shows up better. Okay. Well, that is everything. Let's see. I can bring you and show you the table. Alrighty. Here we are. Here's the bowls in the Mississippi plate and the little spoon rest. The tree plate, the crosses and the jewelry pieces and the ornaments. And if you listen closely, I can hear these pinging. I hear them singing. Anyway, this is what I unloaded today. New pieces will be in the showroom. If you want to come see me, just send me a message on Facebook. I'll be glad to see you. Until then, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and hope you have a Merry Christmas. Bye.